The big guy bought some cards, maxing out his MasterCard, adding to his collection, bought his own addiction. It's hard not buying cards. It's hard not buying cards.
Good morning to you. It's a beautiful morning outside. Beautiful morning. Yesterday, 42 degrees for a high, 30-mile-per-hour winds. I was supposed to do some yard work. Didn't happen. I'm going to do it today because it is beautiful outside. Sunny. Looks like it's going to get about 65 today. I love it. I got a lot of stuff to show you, some pickups. I want to say that, yeah, I'm still not buying a lot, but it's going to look like I am. I'm not spending a lot. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not spending a lot. A couple of things I want to talk about real fast before we get into this. A friend of mine bought me tickets to the 44th annual Community Prayer Breakfast in Battle Creek, Michigan. Notice the theme there. It's baseball diamond. I've been to a couple of these, and they're very motivational. Some of them more than others. And I was told who was going to be the guest speaker, the keynote speaker. And I said, oh, okay, I know his story. I'm not sure I'm going to, I don't know, be motivated by him, but I would like to hear what he had to say. And one of the things I found out during that prayer breakfast was he did not back down. He did not deny or try and skirt the facts, and that guy is this guy, Darryl Strawberry. So he was the keynote speaker, and I won't get into it. I'm just saying that he was interesting and motivational. You didn't know that about Darryl Strawberry, and I did not. This was a pleasant surprise, and I appreciate my friend Dave for buying the tickets for me. Okay, next thing I want to do, something wonderful happened this week. Yep, this week. I got some mail. And in this mail was my statement piece that has proved that I have arrived in the baseball card community. I am somebody. I've been accepted. I am now part of the Nerd Nation. Justin, look at that again. I've got one of these. All the cool kids have them. Now I've got one. He has been a real big viewer on my channel and a constant commenter, and I appreciate him so much. He's gone out and said, hey, you're one of us now. You are part of that Nerd Nation. And he sent me out a Nerd Alert. And part of that Nerd Alert are some cards that he bought for me. And he's watching me work on that Hall of Fame run that I'm doing, where I'm using the cards of today to represent all of the players from the very beginning of the Hall of Fame to current time. And I want to use those legend cards and the numbered cards, the stuff that's just reprints of other players during their time, but in a newer format. Sometimes they're numbered, sometimes they're colored. But anyway, that's how I'm going to put this together. And I put some thought into what kind of cards I want to get, and he supplied me with 3 of them. One of them I'm not going to use. I'm not going to use that in my set, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. The first one is one of my favorite in the Big Red Machine. That is Joe Morgan. And I don't know if you can see it. He's numbered here. I don't know if you can see that on the side. It's kind of small for me to be looking at it, but this one, he's going to be in my Hall of Fame set. Another one is this, I think it's a Prism card of some form of Early Wynn. Beautiful card. This set is the card set that brought me back into the hobby. It is such a beautiful card and part of a beautiful card set. I went haywire putting this thing together. I bought tons and tons of boxes to rip open. And that's when I found out it doesn't make any sense to open up boxes to try and collect cards anymore. That's not how it's done. Anyway, thank you very much, Justin. Three Good Nerds. The third card, The third card is absolutely gorgeous. It's going to go in my Negro League binder. I've got a real nice binder that I'm putting together, and these are cards that I appreciate. It's not necessarily something anybody else is going to appreciate. And I also paint watercolors, so I'm a little bit of a painter. Not a great artist, but I love to do it. And this card, which is part of that Shoebox Treasures set that came out, I saw that when they first brought it out, and I was impressed with some of the little paintings, and the other ones not so much. This I didn't see until Justin sent this to me. This is awesome. Josh Gibson. Look at that. I think I'm going to have to go back and revisit that set because there might be some other cards similar to this in there. And I enjoy that a lot. Again, congratulate me on being part of the Nerd Nation. I am there now, and I appreciate Justin so much. Thanks very much for these gifts. And I hope you keep watching because I've got some more great cards that I'm giving away, and I'd love to see you win more. And speaking of card sets, a few months back I did a pickup card of this one when I was doing my pickup video. This is a card I got in an auction. I didn't know what it was. It's a rookie card of Pete Alonso, and it's got a bottle of wine. I didn't know what this thing was. So I did find out shortly after this, when I showed it before. It was part of the, let me just pick this up real quick. Direct 360 from Topps from Gary V. Now, do you know Gary V? Vaynerchuk? I think his last name is Vaynerchuk. I might be wrong about that. Gary Vaynerchuk. I've watched a lot of his videos over the years, and he's one of those motivational guys, wears a little beanie, runs around just being as hip and cool as anybody, I guess. And if I sound a little jaded, it's just he's supposed to be a motivational guy. I know maybe he is, but with me, all he does is really just he just runs around and drops F-bombs and swears and points and pumps his fist, and that's not what motivates me. But these cards that are part of this set are really cool, and I have to give him his props for that because they're really nice. And I'm going to kind of thumb through these real fast because they're like two pieces here. This is the second half of that set. This is the full portion of that with the wine bottles. This is pretty cool. There's let me just go ahead and here's a Ronald Acuna. These are probably wine pairings for you and your favorite baseball player. I can't read what that is. My eyesight is so bad. You know, like little Rieslings. If you like to really enjoy Nick Senzel, you better get yourself like a nice Riesling and kick back. And here's the Alonso card. Here's the one that I thought was pretty good. To really enjoy Shohei Ohtani, you got to get yourself a Pinot. What is it? This print is so small. Is it a Pinot Noir? Is that what it is? Pinot Noir. That's the best way to enjoy your Shohei Ohtani cards. Look at this. That's pretty cool. Let's see if anybody else. I want to show you the first half of this before I move on. Oh, and here's one for Keith in his lonely basement. Look at that. That's a nice looking card. And Hitman, he would love that too. There's some other ones too. That's the second half of this set. I'm going to be careful with these because they go back in a little plastic case. Here's the first half of that set. It's got some young ball players in it. It's got the real good Bowman quality cards. This is, I don't know who this guy is. Cole Roederer. Again, I don't know who this guy is. He's not on my radar. I'm trying to think of when the set was made. But you can see down here at the bottom, right there, that little squiggle. I think that's Gary V's signature. And you can see these are nice Bowmans. Really good quality. Let me see if I can find a couple of guys in here that you might recognize. Here's Colton Welker. It's a nice card. Again, these are a little older, so some of these prospects didn't make it, but this guy did. Yordan Alvarez. It's a nice card. Mauricio Luciano. Here's one that's probably worth the cost for the set, which I paid $20 for. This is Joe Adell, who has finally put it all together. Has become the dude. Nice card. Here's Casey Mize for the woeful Detroit Tigers right now. I don't want to talk about it. One more, just let me do this. Okay, here is Live Your Hobby. I don't know exactly what this is, but it's kind of like a one-title piece of information, about these favorite players. And this one's really cool. This one is Mike Trout. You can see down there in the corner, bow hunter. I think maybe he's a hunter. I'm not sure. This card is of McCutcheon, and Andrew is a doodler. Now, I know he's much more than a doodler. I've seen his artwork. Stuff that he creates almost looks like a photograph. He is that good. Very good. Here's a real nice one of Clayton Kershaw. His says author. This one kind of surprised me. This is Fernando Tatis. This is fisherman. This is Didi Gregorius, and this says painter. I would love to see his work. I don't mean he's probably not painting bedrooms and exteriors. I'm certain he's painting paintings. I'd like to see him. Noah Syndergaard is an actor, it says. I don't think I've seen him in anything, but I'll take his word for it. The interest CC has is basketball. Now, CC has slimmed down quite a bit, but could you imagine seeing him thunder up and down the court? I'll bet Shaquille O'Neal would get out of his way. All right, here's one. Trevor May, who I do watch right here on YouTube. He's got his own channel. It's interesting. He's got video games down. Here's Alex Bregman, chess player. I didn't know this one. This one kind of surprised me. Bryce Harper's a foodie. And another video games is Vlad Jr. That first part of that set I find very interesting, and I enjoy it. The best $20 I spent in a long time, even if Gary Vee is going to drop some F-bombs on me. Anyway, that's the little set that I purchased. Well, I have another little set, a much smaller set than this one, that I will go over with you as well. Let's get that stuff out now. I'm going to start going through the pickups that I've had. Some of them are not going to make sense. You're going to go, they're all over the road. And I'm going to go, yes, they are, because that's the kind of guy I am. I picked this up. This is not a baseball card. This is a boxing card, a boxing exhibit card from 1947. The guy's name is Percy Bassett. And I don't collect these things. It was just sitting there. Nobody bid on it. And I said, well, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is buy that for $1, the opening bid. Put it in my collection. Maybe I can sell it. Maybe I can trade it. I don't know. But I don't like to see cards left alone. I see them. I got to adopt them. I got to bring them into my fold. Can't just leave them out there. So I bought it. And I found out that this guy had a pretty good career as a featherweight back in the 40s. And what he's kind of known for is one of the gentlemen that he boxed, he beat him up pretty good, died. Now, he's not a bad guy. Perry's not a bad guy. Or Percy? Is it Perry or Percy? I think it's Percy. Because it kind of tried on him for a long time. It kind of weighed him down. But the story that came with this card, when I looked it up, it was well worth $1. It's sad, but Percy overcame it and became a successful boxer, but imagine dragging that around with you for a while. Anyway, I know you're not into boxing cards, but there you go. All right, I picked up 3 of these. I got a bunch. I'm going to say maybe a dozen other ones of cards that I like to collect that really signify major baseball card shows. And you see them like in Hawaii. I think there's one in San Francisco, so little cards that were made for that. You see them a lot in Chicago, and that's what these are. These are from 2001. Yeah. 2001. But these are actually from 2002, but these are 2001 cards. These are Donruss Signature Series cards. And if you'll notice, it's just the basic card from that set. But right down here in the corner is what looks to me like the Hancock's building in Chicago. And what it says is Chicago Sun-Times Collection. So they created these cards especially for the show that they help promote. And they're numbered. This is the 4th card of 5. And this is from the Tigers, Juan Encarnacion. This one is Brad Radke. You can see the Hancock building right there. And he is number 5 of 5. And here is Freddie Garcia. Again, you can see the Hancock building there. I'm kind of twisting that so it kind of shows up a little more. I like the cards. They're beautiful cards. They're kind of like just a little souvenir of the card show from that era. And some people are asking an awful lot of money for these. Some people not. These weren't that expensive. And some of the other ones, I think what I'll do is I'll bring some more of those on. I'll have a whole video about these cards, and I think you might find them interesting. And I don't need any competition of folks trying to collect these things, because there's only 5 of each one of these. And I'm sure you will outgun me. Okay, next up, 2 cards that are part of my hobby hunt that I started at the beginning of the year. I said that I wanted to pick up some 57, some real good cards from 57, because a lot of the cards in 57 are not so good. They're really a flat feature, no color, no depth. But a lot of the cards are a nice card, a nice version of that year. And if they did every card like these, they would look a lot better as a set. So what I wanted to pick up was Don Newcombe. And I'm going to do that set eventually as part of a video and show you what I mean. And I think you'll probably see it. You might think I'm full of it, but I think some of these cards are gorgeous, gorgeous cards. And some of the other ones are just dull, forgettable cards. But these 2, and it's not necessarily the team. that made me really want to buy these cards. There's something about the amount of attention that was paid to the Brooklyn players. And you know what? This card is not focusing very well because it's inside of plastic. Let me just pull that out because this might be my favorite card that I'm talking about. I think Duke Snider's the best one, but Carl Furillo, that is a nice looking card. Okay. Next up, let's see if that looks okay like this. Hall of Famer, Joe Gordon, 1950. I think this is a beautiful card. I don't have, well, I do. I have one Joe Gordon card, but it's in a set, and I wanted something to display. And as you'll notice, I've taken down a display back here, and on my other wall, there's a display down. I am really gutting this room. I got to get my studio back in working order, so I've got to get stuff cleaned up and moved out. And anyway, I need to start showing stuff off like that because that is a beautiful card from 1950. Here's a card that, well, as you'll see, it's not a well trimmed card. It's not a well centered card. But it is a rookie card of Steve Garvey, and it's in beautiful shape. I'm going to get a little closer. Look at the corners. I don't know about you. I can put up with a non-centered card, but the corners have got to be kind of sharp. I already have this card, and this is going to be one of several cards that I'm going to show you that I already have 1, 2, maybe 3 or 4 of. But I saw the corners, and I said that one's going to be mine. I didn't pay a lot for it. Somebody else thought that the centering was not worth much for this card, so they put it up for sale on a very affordable bid. I snagged it. I love having this in my collection. He can keep all the other Garvey rookies company. Okay, here's a card that I've wanted for a long time. Not necessarily this card, well, this card, but this player especially. This is Jackie Jensen. Jackie Jensen was a great player for the Red Sox, and I do love the little Red Sox mascot there. He's just goofy looking, and I've always liked it. You know who he reminds me of? Jay Leno. Jay Leno, the Red Sox, a little mascot. Anyway, Jackie was a good ball player. And one of the things that he's known for, the kind of thing that piqued my interest with him, was he was a big-time star during the mid-'50s. And he was showing up on league leader lists pretty often. And then what happened is when some of the teams started moving to the West Coast, and as they did, that meant other teams going to play them had to fly there because they weren't going to take a train. They weren't going to take a bus from, let's say, Missouri, Kansas City or something, all the way to Los Angeles. So they were flying. And Jackie had a tremendous fear of flying. They tried hypnosis and some other things with him, and it just didn't work. So he just folded everything up and decided that's a career. That's sad. That's sad that a fear that he had kind of closed off his career. He was probably toward the end anyway of his career, but he still had some productive years to let us see, and didn't happen. But I love this guy. He's a great man, a teacher, a leader, and a real good ball player. And I've always wanted a nice card of him, and this is a good one. Now, if you've heard me whining about going to card shows and not being able to find cards that I wanted that were affordable, I went and I found 2 of the 3 that I'm looking for. I can tell you right now, the one that I'm still looking for is the 1954 Bowman Yogi Berra. I don't want to pay $150 for him because that's not. I could have picked him up not at the last national, the national before that I went to. I could have picked that card up for $50 and I didn't do it. And now I can't seem to touch one for under $100. So, and you've probably heard everybody else on YouTube complaining about the prices of cards. Well, that's it. And I was an idiot for not buying that card back then. But here's the other guy I wanted. This is an awesome card. And my favorite card from the 1952 set, also Johnny Mize. That is a beautiful card. Let me show you why. First of all, the facade. That facade up there looks really nice. And what color is the facade? It's kind of an orangey pink. That's not the color of that facade. At one time, it was white. I think there was a time it was green, you know, the stadium green. I think what that is the white probably reflecting a sun set. That's just got some orange peeking through there. And of course, this is a painted card, but they could have done anything they wanted to with this. But that's beautiful. All the bats across his shoulder are beautiful. The aura around his head, can you see that? There's like a little white aura around his hat and his head, and then around his hands. The artist did that to just make him stand out, I'm sure, because he was getting lost in the background of the card. But he did that, and he just looks mythical. And that's why I love that card. There's another card in there of this guy that I'm going to get, I hope. Much like this one. Anyway, these are the two that I picked up. Didn't pay a lot for them. Absolutely love them. Johnny Mize is going to be the subject of one of my upcoming videos. And so I wanted to make sure I got these cards for that video. So you'll be seeing them again. Here's one that's kind of new. This is, I think, from this year. This is Tarik Skubal, who is injured. I don't know if I don't know. I'm just going to withhold comment. Here in Detroit, there's issues with if he's going to come back this year or next year. If it's next year, he's not going to be with the Tigers. His agent was trying to manipulate his health care so he would be able to put him back on the market, because this guy was going to make $40 million. And I don't know. You want me to tell you something? And maybe you feel this way. And if you don't, that's okay. The business of baseball, the business side of Major League Baseball, is as boring and tedious as anything I've ever seen. I don't like it, and so I don't keep up on it because it irritates me. But I do love Tarik, and I don't think he's going to be a Tiger much longer. So anyway, I think that's from this year's, that's 2025 All Topps team. But I think it was released this year in 2026 because that's how Topps does it now. Okay. These next couple of cards are part of a set. And by the way, I don't know if I've said it again. I've said it enough. I've said it more and more on my videos that I'm a set collector. But I collect singles too. I collect new cards. I collect old cards. So, like I said when I started, I'm kind of all over the road with these. But this is from an Upper Deck set from 2009, I think. And I don't have a whole lot of Ryan Howard cards. And the reason being is because I wasn't collecting cards when he was playing. I was watching him on TV, but I tried to stay away from the cards because they were just expensive and I didn't know what to collect. And I just grew away from it like a lot of people had. But it's a numbered card. You can see right there down by his end of his bat. And with that, I also bought this Johan Santana from the same set. And he's also numbered. Got to watch Johan pitch here in Michigan, over in Battle Creek. He was part of the, I can't remember what team he was on. He was on the Michigan Battle Cats. That's what it was. And he was amazing. Other guys on that team were Roy Oswalt. So they had a good pitching staff. Okay, here's a card that I picked up. This is from last year. I I pick up a lot of these first pitch cards because I think they're kind of neat. This one's of Kirk Gibson throwing out the first pitch at Comerica Park. And I don't know if you know, but Kirk has Parkinson's disease. And I think it's Parkinson's, yes. And he's not on broadcasts anymore. I don't know if that's his doing or if he's just not up to it anymore. But this was something he did, and I just wanted to get something that kind of reminded me of that day when he did it. Okay, here's a card that I'm getting for that Hall of Fame run. I found this. It's really cool. I don't know exactly what set this is from. I know it's from the Goodwin Champions set. And I think Goodwin's Champion and several other sets too were actually made by Upper Deck. But I thought, you know what? I kind of like this card. It's Tommy McCarthy. I had to look because I don't know who Tommy McCarthy is. But I'm going to find out. But I like this set. I kind of want to maybe get the set. I don't think I want to collect the set. I'm just going to buy the set so I can look at it. And yeah, that's a nice card. Okay, here's a card. When I saw this, keep telling you I'm putting all these videos together. And another video I've got coming up is of this guy. The greatest relief pitcher of all time. Can you see his image on this card? And can you see that gloss? And look in the background. New York City. Man, that's a beautiful card. I'm not even a huge Yankee fan, but this is beautiful. And he was the greatest. Just let you look at that. I'm not even sure what set this is from. It's a Topps card. I'm looking on the back. I can't really tell what it is. That's nice. I will highlight that again when I put that video together with him. And here's a card that I didn't even know existed. I saw it and I went, what is that? And it's the first year they made Topps Stadium Club. I've never seen this card. It's in the first series. I don't know why I've never seen it. I collected it. I don't think I completed it because it's a huge set. Huge. I think it's close to 800, maybe over 800 cards. And that's just nonsense. Nonsense. But take a look at this. It's Larry Walker. I love that close-up. I love that red, white, and blue head, even though it's Montreal. I love this card. And when I saw it, I just stopped what I was doing. I said, I need that. How much? 99 cents. I'll take it. What I'd like to get done with this, there's this card from this year, and I think the other card I want from this year is the Carlton Fisk card. I have it, but I want to get them both slabbed up in an SGC slab with that black slab around it because they will look awesome in that. I don't really care about the grade. I just want that black slab. I have seen some, card containers, for lack of a better word, that you can actually get now that have colors on them. So you can make your own slab in a color or something. And that's really cool. I've got some mag slabs, and what I would like to do is experiment with them and see if I can change the color of them. I know the great Mangini, he has like a black plastic protector cover that he puts on them and gives them that black look. But I've got another idea, and I want to play with it someday. And I'm not going to say it out loud because you're going to think I'm nuts. But anyway, I love that card. And if I get that, if I do get it slabbed, I will show it to you. Here's a card that I've got. I think I've got 4 of these, so this is the 5th one. So I'm at a card show recently where I picked some of these cards up with my my good friend Bob, who is the card enabler. He's the guy that got me back into this hobby and forces me to buy cards. He doesn't use gunpoint. He just uses intimidation to make me buy cards. And I told him I want to get the certain card. I already have it, but I'd like to get another one. And he looked at me and he kind of furrowed his brow and kind of, why do you need more than one? And I said, really? Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't need to make sense. Baseball cards don't make sense. Get as many as you need. I need 5, and here we go. I might need 6. I don't know. The thing about the 1984 Donruss cards, I buy stars anytime I see them. These were really hard to find out in the wild back in 1984. You could not find them. I don't know why, but they weren't available in your corner stores. Or maybe they were, but they got cleaned out quick. So I like to buy the stars. I don't know why. It's a thing. All right. Here's a card of somebody you may not know. It's Bobby Scales, who is now one of the announcers for the Detroit Tigers. I knew Bobby Scales was a baseball player. I didn't know who he played for. I think he did play for Detroit. I could be wrong with that. I think he's a U of M graduate. But he's one of the voices, and I wanted to get a card, and I was thumbing through some things. I found this, and it was given to me pretty much. It's part of the bulk that I bought. So that's Bobby Scales. If you want to know who he is, if you're a listener of the Tigers. Speaking of Tigers, a couple of cards here from 2000. Man, I just can't see these anymore. Got to get more light on the subject. I can't tell you what years these are, but you'll know. And they're black. I don't understand why they're black. I don't know if that's one of those short prints. But there's Edgar Renteria, who didn't play for the Tigers very long, and Marcus Thames, who played for a couple of years. I like these cards. These are really neat. I don't think they're numbered, are they? No, I don't think so. But they're black, and I know that these sometimes are short prints. I don't know if these are. I just like the way they looked, and they are going to go into my Tiger binder. Same card set, another Johan Santana because, well, it's Johan Santana. And I watched him play when he was a pup. Nice card. Guy would have been in the Hall of Fame if he had just got a couple more years under his belt. Okay, told you about the Mariano Rivera video I'm going to be doing soon. This is a card that I wanted to buy and kind of show off. So you'll be seeing it again when I put my other video together. This is a card that has a quality problem with it, but it was really cheap because of that quality problem. And I love these cards. These are the Donruss Dominators. I don't know what year these were. These were like way back, like maybe they were in the 1900s, like 1990 something, 1980 something. I don't recall. I've got about 3 or 4 of them. My favorite one is the Fred McGriff, but this is really nice. But if you'll notice, down at the bottom here, there's just some of the times these cards will lose that tape that runs around them. You can see it. It's kind of, it's not that really hard to see, but it's there. And that's the reason I picked it up cheap. But I just love these Dominator cards. It doesn't really glow here on your screen, but in real life, man, that green is popping out. Okay, let's take a look at a couple. Here's a couple other cards I'm just going to show off real fast. I don't collect these things, but again, they were orphans. They were on the block for just $1 each. $1. I don't know if that's a good deal. I don't know, but I couldn't let them be. I couldn't let somebody know. I needed to show these cards that somebody loved them, and that's me. So I bought them, and they are now in my collection, and they're very happy to be here, and I'm happy to have them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I like them. Here is a traded card. Again, this is one of those cards I bought because it was there. Dusty Baker, toward the end of his playing career. It's a traded card, so it's not one of the ones you see rolling around in the environment, the baseball card environment. I just like it too. First time when I first glanced at it, I went, oh, hey, is that Joe Morgan? So I had to stop and go back to it, and no, it's Dusty Baker. Yeah. Okay, here's another card that I bought because it just looked good. I don't even know what this goes to. It's part of the gallery set, but it's got like this frame on there. If you can see it, it's kind of like a gilded frame. It has a feel and a look that makes it look metal, maybe, but it's not. They just do a real good job at making that look like some kind of metal. Beautiful Mark Grace card. It's now in my collection. Getting down to the end, so if you've been with me this long, I do appreciate it. Here are a couple cards. I told you I picked up 84 cards when I see them. These kind of cards I always pick up too. Tribute cards. If I can get them cheap, I get them because they're premium cards and they're beautiful cards. Even though this is David Ortiz. Yeah, I got some Red Sox friends who probably just go, oh, look, it's Big Papi. I don't like Big Papi. Like that card, though. Kind of reminds me of a jukebox behind him. It's not what that is. It's just a beautiful design. Big Papi hit that big-time home run against my Tigers. Remember that? Playoffs. Torrey Hunter was going back to the fence. Threw his life on the line to try and stop that grand slam from occurring. Flipped over the fence. Yeah. Now you know why. But here's another one of those cards that I like to pick up. It's a museum collection. Another guy that played the Tigers in the playoffs a few years back. But I do like Albert Pujols. And if I can get these on the cheap, I do it all the time. I might someday be able to put that set together. Got the little set that I told you about. And here's a nice Daryl Sittler card that I picked up from somebody I know. It's autographed. Here he is playing for the Flyers, but it says right there, because it's an O-Pee-Chee card, that he was traded to the Red Wings. So I thought, that's a nice card. I got to get that one. And it is an O-Pee-Chee card, but I love O-Pee-Chee. O-Pee-Chee hockey cards are 10 times better than Topps cards. Okay, last thing I want to show you is a small insert set that I picked up. And it's called Estrellas, I think. I don't think they're called Estrellas, Estrellas, which I think means stars. I wish I hadn't said that because I don't know. But there's only 5 cards in the set, and they are Latin-speaking guys, and they're of Latin ball players anyway. Here is A-Rod. Got a lot of shine to them. It's a foil card. I wish, you know what, next time I'm going to mark these as to what year they are in case that's something you're interested in. But I just can't see the backs of them. They're just so small, and I didn't have my magnifying glass out here. But I think those are neat just because of the gloss and the color. The foil color on them, they're just beautiful. Here's the back. Here's Ivan Rodriguez. And there's the back. This is Vladimir Guerrero, the original. Do you remember him hitting a baseball that bounced on the ground? Somebody threw it in the dirt and it bounced up and he hit it. This guy was a beast of a hitter. Sammy Sosa. Now this is an insert set. These are the only cards that are in the set. I collect insert sets. I've got a bunch of them I'm going to show you. I keep saying that. That seems to be a theme in this this video. It's just that I've got other ones that are coming up. So, and here's one for Nomar. I think that's my favorite one in the set. It's just really cool. I think it's because of that Red Sox jersey. Red Sox jerseys are just beautiful jerseys. It's Red Sox across the front, just pretty much says, here's a legend. Whoever's wearing this jersey. And that's it. That was enough. I don't know how long this was like, oh boy, 40 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to just sign out real quick. Thank you very much for watching. Talk soon.